Yes, you read that right. I don't recommend anyone really buying the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra, and it's because of three main reasons which I'll delve into in this video. So without further ado, let's get into it, people. Okay, so let's begin with battery life and just how abysmal it is. Now initially I assumed the phone had to learn my usage and eventually it would get better, but I've had this phone for over a week now and battery life has remained pretty terrible. And what I mean by horrible is that on a heavy day I could kill this phone by around 4 PM. 4 PM. That's just all kinds of bad. Now this was with high brightness, LTE and 120Hz, but remember people, this is a Note. This is supposed to be the power user's smartphone, and so I was a little disappointed I could kill it so easily. Of course, not everyone is a power user like myself, but even on a light day, I was just about making it at the end of the day with around 10%, so if you forget to charge this phone overnight, you're kinda screwed. You're probably wondering though, why is battery life so bad? Well, of course, one reason could be the fact that they've paired a pretty small 4500 mAh battery with a humongous 6.9-inch 120Hz OLED display, but I think the main culprit is a little something called Exynos. Right people, I feel like a broken cassette tape because I talk about this every year and somehow Samsung still hasn't got the message, so here we go again. Exynos is crap, okay, and it feels like we're being cheated as consumers because while some countries get the superior Snapdragon variant, we pay the same price and get an inferior phone. How does that make any sense? And what's really interesting about this whole situation is that Exynos is made in-house by Samsung, so how is a chip they outsource from Qualcomm better than the chip they make themselves? I even did some benchmarks and compared the results with some other smartphones, and guess what people, this 2020 flagship has a slower multi-core performance than a Snapdragon 855. Not this year's 865, last year's 855. Now yes, I know they're just numbers on a screen and they really don't matter in day-to-day use, but when you're paying prices as high as this, you expect your phone to be a certified beast, right? It's like buying a Ferrari and then discovering it has a 1-liter engine from a Ford Fiesta. It's just all kinds of wrong. Actually, that brings me nicely to my biggest issue, the price. £1,179. That's how much this phone will set you back here in the UK, and in my experience so far, I can't think of a single reason that justifies that ridiculous price. Like yes, the spec sheet apart from the dreadful Exynos chip is pretty impressive, but that is also the case for a lot of flagships nowadays like the OnePlus 8 Pro and Samsung's own Galaxy S20 Plus, which can both be found for way cheaper. The Note 20 Ultra really doesn't have anything too special or novel about it, it's just a typical flagship with a stupidly high price, and pretty much everything we see on this phone is already available on some other flagship on the market. The only people who could justify paying this much for this phone are Note fanatics, people who rely and use the S Pen on a daily basis. But a majority of consumers like myself will just never use the S Pen. In fact, I forget the S Pen is there half the time because it just feels really cumbersome to use on a smartphone in my opinion, so it's not worth paying the premium for. And especially with the amount of solid mid-range phones we've got this year, it's just hard for me to go and tell people to spend this much on a smartphone because you can get so much more value for your money elsewhere. I mean, I use a Galaxy A70 as my secondary Android phone of sorts, and honestly, for £300, this phone is incredibly solid. Now yes, the Note 20 Ultra is the better phone, but when it comes to paying £300 or £1,179, I'll gladly just take the A70 because this phone pretty much does everything I need a smartphone to do, and the Note really in day-to-day use is only slightly faster. It's definitely not worth the £800 premium over the Galaxy A70. Now, I don't want people to think that this is a terrible phone because that really isn't the case. I've enjoyed a lot of aspects about this phone, particularly the design, because take a look at this phone, it is so sexy and you can't even deny that. But that alone does not make this phone worthy enough to sell your kidneys for, because as I said before, this is a pretty boring flagship that doesn't really do anything too novel. That Z Fold 2 though is a completely different story, because I will sell as many body parts as I can to try and get that phone, because it folds and folding phones are just cool, people. If you are still interested in the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra for some reason, then I highly suggest you wait a little, because Samsung phones depreciate by the second, which means that you could probably find this phone for £900 or even £800 in a few months, and that, I'll admit, is much more enticing. As of now though, the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra really isn't worth it, people. Buy yourself a Galaxy A71 instead and spend the rest of your money on some finger-licking KFC chicken, because I assure you, that's more value for your money than the Galaxy Note 20 Ultra. It's just facts. And that brings me nicely to the word of the day thingy, KFC. Put it in the comments, people. Now, I do want to quickly address the overheating issues some people have experienced with this phone. Now, I haven't mentioned it in my list because I haven't really experienced any overheating issues, but since it is a known problem and a large number of users have been affected, I thought I'd throw it out there, and I guess it's just another reason to avoid this phone. And on that note, I'll end it here. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya, peeps.